Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We've been coming to you live from the Singapore Fintech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have Xinshu Dong. He's the co-founder of RockX, and we're going to talk about bringing crypto assets more mainstream. Xinshu, thanks so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival, and of course, cryptocurrency always dominates the conversation here.
Right.
What are some of the latest industry and market trends you're looking at?
I think people are getting more and more excited about, not just Bitcoin, but also blockchain in general. So, of course, this has a lot to do with, the past development of the markets. But I think people are now seeing that the promises of blockchain, or promises of Bitcoin in particular, is really being delivered. So people see that this can be a very important asset for people to look at. And people are also trying to build different applications to leverage the advantages of the technology itself. I think this is a very exciting space to look at.
Yeah, certainly blockchain technology for sure, whether it's cryptocurrency or any other
Right.
Asset class within financial services or any other industry for that matter. The challenge always comes back to institutional adoption of cryptocurrency and the fragmentation of the markets. Do you think any progress is being made there?
I think definitely there is. I think you can see that more and more institutional players are just talking about blockchain, and some of them are actually already entering into the space. Of course, in some of the sort of more cautious manner, but I think there's definitely progress there.
All right, so technological developments certainly have come a long way. What's your outlook there in terms of the newer technology outside of blockchain for cryptocurrency?
I think definitely there are new sort of protocols where things can run much faster, can run in a more secure manner. But more importantly, I think people are also looking at how can you transform some of the sort of hardcore technologies into something that's ready to be adopted. So this is not just in terms of being faster and being more secure. This is also about being more acceptable to the mainstream, to the users, providing some of the sort of smoothest user experience as well. So I think these are important trends in the technological developments as well.
So what are some of those developments? Like what would make the user experience more seamless?
So today, if you think about anyone, any ordinary folk who wants to sort of adopt crypto or digital asset, I think he or she has to think a lot about the tokens. How do you understand these things? How do you understand even the symbols, the tickers? How do you store them? How do you transfer them? How do you understand reports talking about the underlying of these tokens, right? I think that's just very, very difficult. But people are trying to make progress, for example, in terms of wallets, so the digital e-wallets that are used to protect your assets. And then now, for example, you don't have to always use these mnemonics, and then you can have different friends and families to hold certain portions of your security keys or security passwords to help you protect your digital assets. I think this is just one of the many examples where people are putting more and more emphasis into making crypto more usable and more adoptable.
Right, it seems like the APAC region has been more receptive to it than, let's say, the US or Europe, and I think part of that could be is that you have legacy banking systems in place, and they have central banks and so forth. So it almost seems like the APAC region is more advanced in these newer digital assets and technologies. Would you agree with that?
I agree. I think that's sort of a natural consequence from several reasons. One is that there are many developing regions in this space, and people don't have all the facilities that the Western world are already enjoying for decades.
But that could be an advantage, though.
Definitely. So they can sort of skip some of the steps. They can directly jump into this, more decentralized, more liberal world where everyone can start using crypto. And definitely, there's also a cultural aspect of that. I think people here really are more open to new technologies, even if they don't fully understand it. But they want to embrace it. They want to leverage in some way so that they can develop their economies much faster. These are some of the reasons I see. And in certain regions, certain countries here in this region, especially Singapore, I see that the regulatory environment is also playing a key role here, because people are just embracing this thing. Yes, there are a lot of uncertainties, but the regulators here are just supporting the effort to adopt this technology in many ways in our lives.
All right, Xinshu, thanks so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival. And thank you for joining me throughout the day on Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter